looking at Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 29. And I kind of want to read it again. I want to go through this real slowly. It says, "Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers." So no, and then the word corrupt. No corrupt. We need to define what corrupt means. It says having or showing a willingness to act dishonestly in return for money or personal gain. So that's the definition we're going to use. So no corrupt communication. So our communication should not be to deceive. Our communication should not be for self-aggrandizement. It should not be used for trying to trick or deceive others in the way we speak, the way that we share thoughts or ideas, the way we interact with others, whether they be Christians or not. What comes out of our mouth and is communicated to others should not be corrupt. It should not be negative. It should not be to put people down. It should not be to speak about others in a negative manner. But then how should our communication be? Well, before I go there, let me just read a few corresponding verses. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 34 says, "O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth proceedeth." So when we look at this scripture, we know who people are based on their conduct. Jesus says, "Ye generation of vipers, how can you speak good things when we know that you're evil?" And then he after asking that question, he gives evidence. He says, "But out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh." So out of your heart or the mind, what's in you is going to come out. If you are sinful in your mind, then you can expect that sinful attitudes, sinful actions, and sinful communication is going to come out of your mouth. And then Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 4 says, "Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks." So we ought to understand that things that are filthy, things that are foolish talking, things that are jesting, don't give credence to our faith, don't give respect to our relationship, don't give support to the evidence that we are Christians if we act in that manner. And then finally, Colossians chapter 3 and 8 says, "But now ye also put off all these, anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth." And so one of those things that is listed there in Colossians chapter 3 and 8 that we ought to put off is filthy communication out of our mouth. And filthy communication, as I've defined, is corrupt communication, which does not lead to edifying or building up. And so the second part of that text says, "But that," and I'm back at Ephesians chapter 4 and 29, it says, "But that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearer." So as we look at this part of the text, what we ought to be doing, instead of communicating in a corrupt manner, we ought to be communicating in such a manner that it edifies. Edifying, what does it mean? Edifying means to do what? Provide moral or intellectual instruction. It is to build up. It is to encourage. So what we ought to be doing is communicating in such a manner that it builds up, it increases, it feels a need of the one that we are communicating with in order to support them in a godly manner.
It's a broad road, be careful who you're following.